All right, this video is going to be an overview of setting up Magic Capture by Fidesic for Dynamics BC or Business Central, and take you from setup all the way to processing your first invoice in real time. So to get the app itself or the extension, you can either navigate to Extension Marketplace right within BC if you're already in here, or you can just go to App Source directly and search for Magic Capture. And then all you're going to need to do is click that Get It Now button. Make sure you have the right permissions, but it will import into your BC system and add it to where you want to actually test it. So once you've clicked that Get It Now button, it will pop open the Fidesic Setup Wizard. If you don't see this at the end, you can just search for it using Universal Search. Search for Fidesic Setup Wizard and you'll find what you need. And this will take you through all the steps to get the app configured. So if you don't have an account, which you probably don't, given the fact that you're watching this, you can click the I need to set up an account video. It's going to pre-populate with your name and your email address. You can change this if you need to modify how you want this to look on our system. And then we want to do Magic Capture and agree to the terms. And that's all we need to do. We can click Register Now. And that's going to go create your Fidesic account using this information that you just provided. And we're going to send an email confirmation, but we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So we'll keep going. You can pick your dimensions. We're going to default the dimensions that relate to accounts payable, so you shouldn't have to pick anything here. And we're also going to start a sync of information. So we're going to sync all the base level account information up into our system. So you have that information available to our capture system, and then we'll use that when we're actually doing our capture itself. So that's really it. Click Next a few times, click Finish. And you are all set in terms of setting up the Business Central side of this. And we're good to go. So in Business Central, you're all set. While this is going on, I did receive an email confirmation. So I'll copy that link across. And that's what will let you set up your account directly. So we have your email. We have everything. So all you'll have to do is enter a password. Make sure it's correct, click submit, and you're all set. So once you've got this entered in here, we can just enter that login that we just created. Go ahead and click login, and now we'll be taken to the web front end of this. So the web front end is actually how you will configure the rest of it, but there's not really that much to configure to start processing invoices, as you'll see. So in the background, we've been syncing information. So we synced your company info, your chart of accounts, your dimensions, your recurring purchase lines. All of this is stuff that's going to sync automatically in the background. So once you're set up, it's all just going to be available here. So the easiest way to get something entered into the system is just going to be to go to Enter Invoice, and then you can drag and drop any file that you have on hand that's an invoice. So I'll just take something that I have. It'll upload here, and then we've got an option here to submit this to Magic Capture. So once you submit that, it's going to go through and scrape all the data off of this invoice automatically. As you'll see, there's no templates. There's no tell it where to look, tell it what to do. It's all going to happen in the background automatically. So this invoice, we've scraped all the basic data off of it and have turned it into an invoice, which is now ready for approval and to be sent back to Business Central. So off of this, we were automatically grabbing what vendor it's from. And again, we picked a vendor. We didn't just assign a random vendor name that looks similar. We got the invoice number. We assigned your default coding as you have it set up, and that'll continually get smarter as time goes on. We've got the date, the terms. All of this is going to be entered automatically. So now all I have to do to get this sent over to Business Central is go ahead and make my approval on it. So if I approve this, say it looks good, that invoice is now in an approved status, which means it's ready for export over to Business Central. So really just that fast, you're able to start having invoices coded automatically. And as I mentioned, it is going to get smarter over time. Now, of course, you can also batch submit these as well. So we will create a email address that you can send everything to. So if you've got invoices from your vendors, you can always just send those directly to that. They'll be captured automatically. And then those invoices are going to show up on this Invoices Received tab. This will be a full history. You'll be able to see everything here. So if I switch back over to Business Central, we can now sync those invoices back across. And all we need to do that is going to be click a button that was added by our integration. So if we go to our purchases invoice page, we'll then have an option here, which is Fidesic, and then we can import purchasing invoices, and that's going to pull everything across that has been approved on our site. So there's going to be no like extra information required from you. We've now pulled this invoice directly into BC. If there were 100 of them that were approved, that would be the same thing, and it'll all import across. And these are just regular invoices, just like you entered them directly. You'll have the attachment that was the thing that we actually scraped. We'll, of course, do the coding as it was assigned in our system and captured by our system. All this is entered. These are ready to post. So really, in that quick amount of time, you're set up. You're able to start processing invoices. And if you want to get more complex with the workflow, you can do so. Right, it's just going to set up to default to whoever registered the account, but you can add multiple stages. It's just a matter of adding stages in here. Should be pretty straightforward. Pretty much anything that's captured on the invoice should work for you as something that you can build a rule for. So hope this helps you get started. And if you want assistance, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to help. Thanks.